We are testing 1 2. We test 1 2. Panasonic 4K. Professional. Testing 1 2.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure, on behalf of the President of the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers, to welcome you to this December 2023 edition of NCRIB Members Evening. It is on that note I'd like to welcome and introduce the 22nd President of our Council, Prince Babatunde Oguntabe, AIIN NCRIB. You're welcome. Please round of applause. Please, sir, take your seats. It is my pleasure also to inform you that the Deputy President of our Council is also here. May I welcome Mrs. Ekoma Ezibe, NCRIB. Please put your hands together for Mrs. Ekoma. When the Managing Director of Enterprise Life is around, we introduce him, we introduce her appropriately. However, we have the presence of some of our past presidents in our midst this evening. Permit me to welcome Chief Ayoda Oshuderu, NCRIB. You're welcome, sir. We have in our midst this evening one of our past presidents, Mr. Shola Tinubu, NCRIB. Mr. Tinubu, the president would like you to come and sit here, sir. Please put your hands together for Mr. Tinubu. And we have the second female president of our council here present with us all the way from Abuja, Dr. Mrs. Bola Odibogi, NCRIB. We have Mr. Femi Ogundeji, ED Technical of Enterprise Life Assurance here with us today. Please join them here to represent Enterprise Life while we wait for the MD. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, because you are here this evening, I reckon that you are very, very important. So if you reckon that you are important by yourself, for yourself, can you please put your hands together for yourself? Shall we rise? We're going to sing the second stanza of our national anthem as we prepare, O God of creation. 1, 2, go. O God of creation, direct and noble cause, that thou hast been thus right, and can use the truth to know. In God and honesty to grow and live in just and truth. Great lofty heights attain to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Thank you. You may be seated. While the national anthem was ongoing, two of our past presidents walked into the hall. Permit me to recognize the presence of Prince Dr. Felicia Shoyewo, MFR, NCRIB. Please put your hands together for Prince Dr. Felicia Shoyewo. We also have the presence of the first female president of the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers in our midst today. Meaning that in the history of the council, the first female president is here, the second female president is here, the will-be third female president is also here. So join me to recognize the presence of Barrister Laide Oshijo, FCIB. You're welcome, ma'am. May I request that Prince Babatunde Oguntade takes his address.
Thank you. Good afternoon, past presidents. Good afternoon, distinguished board members. Good afternoon, distinguished colleagues. Good afternoon, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great delight to welcome you to December 2023 edition of the NCRIB members evening, and to welcome you to the last month of the year. This edition of our bi-monthly members evening is the first under my watch as the president and chairman governing board of our great council. First and foremost, I'd like to express my profound gratitude to all members of the great council for your staunch and outstanding support, both morally and financially, towards the success of my investiture as the 22nd president of the council. It is on record that the investiture held at the Lagos Marriott Hotel, Ikeja, witnessed unprecedented attendance. Since this is the first major event that will be held since then, permit me to use this medium first to appreciate God Almighty, who granted us the grace to witness the occasion. Also to appreciate all our distinguished past presidents, governing board members, investiture planning committee members, events organizing committee members under my deputy president, the then vice president, Mrs. Ikoma FCIB. I also recognize the efforts of the current vice president, who was the chairman of my investiture planning committee. To all of you, I say thank you. I also must appreciate everyone for the overwhelming support. The glory which came with the success of the event belongs to all of us. With the event, the image of our council, nay, our profession, has been further enhanced to underscore the critical place that insurance brokers should occupy in the scheme of things in our economy and the nation at large. The caliber of dignitaries present at the event clearly indicates that insurance as a business is gaining more grounds, and we can only leverage on this to deepen insurance understanding and awareness in the society. It is on that premise that I'd like to state that this administration will leave no stone unturned to ensure that we permit all nooks and crannies of our society to propagate the gospel of insurance. May I profoundly congratulate my sister, Mrs. Olufunmilayo Omo, and her team for electing to host this edition of the NCRIB members evening. I think this has become a permanent fixture. We've been hosting our December edition. This will be the third time. Femi, am I right? Yes. Thank you, and I'm sure NCRIB has reciprocated in no small measure, because nobody does a business that is not profitable continuously. Congratulations, NCRIB. Please clap for yourself. I must confess that I am particularly elated that the company has continued to live up to its promise to sponsor the December edition of our members evening, which has metamorphosized from what it used to be an event that notable insurance companies now justify. May I emphasize here that Enterprise Life Assurance Nigeria Limited has opted to host this evening at the best of the time when companies and individuals will be working assiduously to renew or make the right choice for their life assurance policies. Incidentally, your company is the first to host this event under the present administration, and it is my hope that Enterprise Life Limited will continue to extract significant value for their laudable investment in the relationship with our council. I welcome you, my sister. My fellow, see you tomorrow. Distinguished professional colleagues, it is expedient for me to state that our investiture will lay clear before you the focus and trust of this administration. May I appeal to you all to support the vision to sustain the legacies of our forefathers and further break new ground. We seek for your utmost cooperation, support, and advice at all times. One of the core values that we bring to bear is value rendition. If there's anything that has occupied the minds of many members of the council for a while, it is how NCRIB will accelerate its value rendition to members. I'd like to note that the agitation of members in this regard was not wrongly placed, considering the challenges that they face on all ends, necessitating immediate collective solution from our council. In addressing this, our team will intensify efforts to make the council's training more relevant, affordable, and accessible. We shall also be taking advantage of public sector training for the benefit of practitioners outside the industry. Like I noted at this event sometime last month, some of our trainings will be pro bono. Council's trainings were quite strategic after identifying in clear times the immediate and future challenges threatening brokers. Feedbacks from most of our trainings are quite impressive. It is the desire of this management that all the gatherings of members will be intellectually resourceful, not just only on the professional line, but also health and other aspects of our being. It is on that note that the council has invited Mr. Nathaniel Longjohn, Managing Director and the Consultant, ED Systems Veritas, to discuss with some of us some useful strategies to win bids in putting together this members' evening. The management considers the rate at which members lose out from bids based on ephemeral issues that could have been avoided. These are the issues that Mr. Longjohn will address this evening when delivering his paper, Packaging a Winning Bid, what brokers you know. I'm certainly convinced that Mr. Longjohn, who is always a delight to listen to, will do justice to the topic and be highly indulgence to pay close attention to every detail, and let's observe and adhere to advice from the specialist. Once again, I'd like to congratulate Enterprise Life Assurance Company Nigeria Limited. I'm convinced that the Managing Director, Nsonya Moore, will not forget to inform our members on how far about our promise. You thought I'd forget? I don't need anybody to remind me. My elders are tired of climbing stairs. And I told them that you have promised February. I'm saying it in your presence. God will bless you. NCRIB will collaborate with you. We shall support your business. Oh, shall we? Thank you very much. IBA Conference 2024. It is the intention of this administration to maintain the legacies of past administrations, to build on it, and move the council to a lofty height. It is on that note that I would like to emphasize that we shall continue to strengthen the ties of the council with relevant international bodies. One of such is the British Insurance Brokers Association, BIBA. It gives me pleasure to inform you that the council, by the special grace of God, will be part of the BIBA Conference 2024, holding in Manchester, United Kingdom between May 15 and 16, 2024. Kindly endeavor to save the date, prepare to be part of the delegation to the conference. Because all things being equal, NCRIB delegates also have the benefit of interacting with leagues of professionals during the talk. Beyond the training at BIBA, Skip Nigeria Limited has always been very supportive by organizing free day training at Aeon. I know some of these continental businesses, they ask for partnership. When you attend BIBA, you have an endless list of partners to talk to. And it will also help you to grow your business ethically, because you don't get a partner where you have not created brand value for your company. So that the various brands that we have will continue to improve. I welcome you to BIBA 2024. NCRIB publication of eligible members. One of our statutory responsibilities every year is to publish names of eligible members of the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers in national dailies. May I give the audience to inform you that the Council will carry out this obligation accordingly. Eligibility of members has to do with their financial commitment to the Council. Experience has shown that many brokers that fail to meet up with the requirements at the time of publication often face the challenge in their businesses. May I urge you to regularize your membership status in the Secretariat without further delay. Pay your subscription to meet the list. I want to be quick to tell you also that renewal of licenses, membership certificates here for 2024 is on e-basis. We don't want to print documents, we don't want lengthy documents. We are looking for a place to archive all those files. So as you pay your subscription, go to the portal, click NCRIB, then the IT man will come and talk for that. I'm sure all the area committees have been so lectured. So nobody will collect lengthy documents. We don't have stock for paper anymore. If you can do it NICOM, then you can do it with NCRIB. So as you pay your subscription, go online, click the portal. Nobody will call you to come and collect certificate. You have to print the certificate in your office. Invitation. May I use opportunity to invite you to join me in celebrating as a prestigious fellowship award, me and my sister. Olufumila Omo are being celebrated tomorrow. We are getting our fellowship of the CIN tomorrow, which will be conferred on me after scaling up the office. The ceremony will be held tomorrow, December 6, 2023, at the College of Insurance and Financial Management, Asheshe, Lagos, Ibadan Expressway. Demise of members. With great pain, the Council wishes to announce the sadness of the demise of past board member and chairman of the area committee, Alhaji MS Suma MNI, humble and quite supportive of the cause of the Council for a long time. Alhaji Umar was a distinguished personality in the northern area and a proud son of the Kano Emirate. Until his death, he was managing director of some Guy Insurance Brokers and member of our council, the first member of our council to obtain the prestigious alumnus of the National Institute, MNI. A fellow of the council, Alhaji had extensive leadership experience in Nigeria, Nikon Insurance Corporation, Capital Insurance. He will be sorely missed for his humble mien, candor, and ever supportive inclination towards assisting the council for synergy with strategic government institutions through the government liaison committee of the council, of which he was a member till death. And following the death of Alhaji Umar, I need to announce the death of Mr. David Johnson, son of our former past president, Mr. Femi Johnson. Mr. David Johnson died about a month ago in London. The Western Area Committee had represented us to commiserate with the organization. The family is still in London, and we are waiting the burial details. Alhaji Umar was buried about an hour ago in the city of Kano. I thank you all for your presence at this meeting, and thank you for this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Might continue to recognize some other dignitaries that came in while the president was reading his speech. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it will interest you to know that for the very first time in the history of the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers, we have a female deputy president as well as also a female vice president. It is on that note I'd like to congratulate Mr. Abi Prince Babatunde Oguntade, being the first male president to have 2 lieutenants. So we have 2 equally superlative professional ladies supporting Prince Babatunde Oguntade. Join me to welcome the Vice President of our Great Council, Mrs. Olufunke Adenusi, MNI, NCRIB. Can you please, ma'am, come to this side for the very first time? Please put your hands together for if you are so proud to be a lady professional in the house. Thank you, Mrs. Adenusi. All right. While also, thank God for Mr. Femi Ogundeji on this platform this evening. It will have been only Prince Babatunde Oguntade as a man on the table, on the high table. So I'd like to recognize the presence of the Managing Director, Enterprise Life Assurance Nigerian Company Limited, Mrs. Fumi Omo. You're welcome, ma'am. We have the presence of the President, sir. Your certificate as a fellow of the Institute of Chartered is still hanging in the hand of someone. So I'd like to recognize the presence. Permit me to recognize the presence of the President of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, Mr. Edwin Igbiti. Mr. Edwin Igbiti, please kindly sit beside the first female president of the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Broker, so that the certificate can be released as soon as. Thank you, sir. There are some distinguished board members of the council who are present here today, who time will not permit me to recognize them one after the other. Please, collectively, can you put your hands together for all our distinguished board members who are here present here tonight? We also have our area committee chairmen who are, because of enterprise, came all the way from their various locations to join the president here this evening. Can you please put your hands together for all our area committee chairmen? To join Prince Babatunde Oguntade on this other side of the table is our guest speaker today. I don't know if he's around, Mr. Nathaniel Longchon, the managing director of ED System Veritas. Is he around? All right, please put your hands together for the man that is going to do justice to the topic of this evening. Mrs. Fumi Omo, it is your time, ma'am.
Distinguished presidents of NCRIB, my elders past and present, my elders past, also known as living legends, vice presidents, deputy presidents, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. A very warm welcome to everyone here seated this month of December. And I must say that we are most delighted to be hosting the December Members Evening of NCRIB. Thank you very much, my President, for having us host you and being associated with you and being able to collaborate with you. We are filled with gratitude for your unwavering support, and we are happy and we dedicate ourselves to you, our esteemed brokers, for having Enterprise Life Assurance Nigeria host you. In the face of challenging economic climate and the world grappling with various uncertainties, the insurance industry is not immune to any of these. However, despite these headwinds, your unwavering support and patronage have been instrumental in our company's continued success. It is with immense gratitude once again that we recognize the pivotal role you, our esteemed brokers, have played in our company's success. Your unwavering commitment to our shared values of integrity, professionalism, customer centricism has been instrumental in navigating the complexities of the current market landscape. Your trust and patronage have not only sustained us, but has also driven us to innovate and find new ways to navigate the complexities of our time. This evening is not just to celebrate the end of year. It is about celebrating a journey. The triumphs, the lessons, the bonds that tie us together. Our pride itself is on being more than just an insurance provider. We strive to be your partner in success. As we look forward to the future, we're excited about the opportunities that lie ahead and the ever-changing landscape. The insurance industry is undergoing a period of rapid transformation, driven by technological advancements and evolving customer needs. We are committed to staying at the forefront of this transformation, and we believe that your partnership will even be more valuable in the years to come. In Enterprise Life Nigeria, we recognize the importance of innovation and adaptability. We are constantly seeking new ways to improve our products and services, and we are committed to providing our clients and brokers with the best possible insurance solutions. As we look ahead to the coming year, we are filled with optimism and anticipation for the opportunities that lie ahead. We continue to covet your support and your valued insights, your expertise and collaboration, and we are confident that with all of this, we will navigate the ever-evolving insurance landscape and achieve even greater heights of success. This evening, we celebrate your unwavering commitment to the insurance industry. We are truly honored to have you as our partners in progress. We pledge to continue our journey of collaboration, innovation, customer centricity, and ensure that Enterprise Life Assurance and our valued brokers remain at the forefront of the industry. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of Enterprise family. Thank you for choosing us as your preferred insurance company, and we look forward to working with you more closely in the next year. Cheers to a prosperous new year and a successful year.
Another round of applause for Mrs. Fumi. At the appropriate time, opportunity will be given for comments, endorsements, and questions. However, I'd like to invite Mr. Nathaniel Longjohn for his pep talk on packaging winning bid. What brokers need to know. Please put your hands together for Mr. Longjohn for the next 20 minutes. President, the Nigerian Council of Registered Stockbrokers, and your members of your cabinet. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nathaniel Longjohn. I want to take you through briefly on how to package a winning bid. I'll just give you a brief of my bio. I'm an engineer, a petroleum engineer, and I worked in NIPEX for 14 years. I was part of the company called Achilles that set up the NCRIB system. And I was opportune to be part of the people that developed the protocols that were used to conduct audits in Nigeria. And I've audited a couple of stockbroking companies and insurance companies. Okay, so today, the essence of this exercise is for us to understand. I have 4 objectives that I want us to achieve today. The first one is for us to understand tender documents. You know, when they send you tender, it comes in doses, like 4 or more than 4 documents that are sent to you. So we need also understand the structure of the tender. How do you structure a tender? What is the buyer looking for? And how does the buyer want you to present a documentation? And then we look at how you need to develop tendering templates in your system. So you need to have templates that you use to conduct tenders, to prepare tenders. And then I will take you through the steps that you will take in preparing tenders. So basically, when they send you tenders, especially tenders that are of businesses that of high risk or high value, the process will need to be more rigorous. So they send you documents. Basically, that document will contain an invitation letter. That letter is just telling you that you'll be invited formally to participate in this bid. And then there's another document called the instruction to tenders. And there's another one, the scope of work. The scope of work is what will detail what you are supposed to provide. And then there's a draft contract as part of the tender. That draft contract is telling you that if you eventually become the winner of this job, then this is the contract that you're going to be signing with us. So it's also important for you to know the terms and conditions of the business before, as you are tendering. Some tender will also have additional documents that comes in form of appendices or addendum, depending on the kind of job that is advertised. That might not be very common for stockbrokers. So it's for insurance brokers. Okay, so the first thing that I want us to do today is to look at the evaluation criteria. Every tender has evaluation criteria. And as you are studying the tender document, you need to have a way of understanding what are the emphases, what are the areas of emphasis in this tender preparation. Some companies will state the criteria, some will not state. Some will not state. So you are supposed to understand, if you understand your business and you understand the nature and the scope of work, you should be able to know what criteria should be more important. So I'll just run through them, not in any order of importance, just for you to understand. The first one is finance. The first criteria we're looking at now is finance. Finance is very important in every business. Every buyer wants to understand their financial stability and financial capability. How stable are you financially? And this information, they get it from their audited accounts. So when you are presenting your documents, you make sure that you have a financial statement properly presented. And then another criteria for selection is production or service capacity. What volume of insurance business can a broker cover? That also ties to your financial stability, it ties to the experience of the company, it ties to maybe partnerships that you have. You should be able to demonstrate this. And then another is human resources. What are the competencies of your key personnel? What are their qualifications? How many years of experience do they have? And then quality. In quality is what are the processes and systems that you have in place to meet their clients' requirements. This, from my experience auditing insurance brokers, this is one area where I think they have issues. Most insurance brokers, they use the guidelines or standards from the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance or NICOM, and they just photocopy that document and keep in the office and use it as their operational document. That document, as a system person, because we audit based on also standards, and the standard is just a guideline telling you how you should prepare your own document and how you should do your own work. It's not saying you should just take it as it is and just follow it that way. But you should prepare a document in line with the standard. So it is expected that, for example, how do you call this in insurance? KYC, right? Know your customer. The form is not enough. So there should be a process, a procedure that is written down, saying what the person that will carry out that activity should do. It should be written down, and why writing it down is very important, because anything you do not write is difficult to review, it's difficult to assess whether you are doing well, it's difficult to also improve. But when it is written down, then you can from time to time have management review, look at their processes. Are they working? Are they achieving objectives? Do we need to make changes, or do we need to make any improvement, or leave it as it is? Then another key evaluation criteria is performance. This is about the past jobs that you have done and how you have done, if you're able to execute those jobs. Are you giving certificate of completion or whatever, or awards, whatever that you are giving? Then legal compliance. This is fatal flaw. Legal compliance. Sometimes these criteria are weighted depending on the kind of job. They might give finance higher mark and quality less mark, or legal. Most times legal, like in engineering services, legal doesn't take much mass. But if you fail anything in legal, that is the end of the deadline. You have failed. So are your CS documentation up to date? Are you the NICOM license? Is it up to date? If they are not, every other thing is gone. Are you registered with Nigerian content? Because every company, I'm speaking as an oil and gas person now, every company that we do business in the oil industry is an oil servicing company. Whether you're an insurance broker or you're whatever you are, as long as you're rendering a service to an oil company, you're an oil servicing company. As such, you're supposed to register with NCRIB. NCRIB is like a system developed by the NCRIB to register service providers in Nigeria. That is also a fatal flaw. If it's only servicing job, if you don't have this, you don't progress in the tender. Then organizational structure is another thing that we look at. How is the organization structured? What are your management? How is the reporting line in your organization? And if it is again oil and gas service, then safety is very important. Do you have a system in place to manage safety? Do you keep records of your safety performance? We also encourage, even though you're just providing service, you have the basic arrangements in place for safety management. So I'm just taking us through the background of tendering process. I would like to come back to the document I mentioned before, the instruction to tenderers. Now we're going into how to prepare tender. That is the most important document in the tender preparation process. That is the document that states everything concerning the preparation and submission of the tender. It states the start date of the tender, when it will end, how you submit the documents, whether it's by email or through a portal or it's hard copy, whatever the tender wants you to do. It also states the validity of the tender. Some tenders are given validity periods because if you submit a tender today, sometimes it takes a year before award is being made. So they expect your documentation, your submission to be valid within that period. All this will be stated in the instruction of tender. And then the instruction of tender, instruction to tenderers will also state the structure of the tender. So they will start from sections. Some companies do in sections, some just do in numbering system. The number one question is company registration in Nigeria, for example. And then you structure a tender like that. So in preparing a winning tender, the first thing that you should have tender document templates, what I call tender document templates. You should have, a tender is a sales document. A tender document, they are sales documents. So they should be able to, the same way you present sales document, is the same way you should present a tender document. They should be branded. They should be branded. They should have a logo in place. So you can develop a template and save it in your system that anytime you want to prepare tender, this is how it should look like. You should have a cover page. In the cover page, there should be the name, your own name and logo, the name of the potential clients, and the title of the tender document, who prepares the tender, the name of the person that prepares the tender, who approves the tender, the dates the tender was prepared, and signature. This signature is very important. The signature of the person that approves the tender. Some companies will also ask for power of attorney to the person signing, because from experience, because I've been seeing this with time, and I ask myself, why do they need that power of attorney? I think it is because some companies might deny what they present later. So because their tender is also going to be part of the contract when it is signed. So when what you submit, if you win, will become part of the contract. You can't go back from it. You can't say, no, this is not what you... So that is why they need somebody in authority to be able to sign. That signature must be on all pages of the tender. So if you have a document that is 10 pages, the signature will be in the 10 pages. Then, the second stage, if you have done this and you have it and you have a tender you want to prepare, the second thing to do is to set up a tendering board. The name might be too big, but it doesn't matter how big your company is. Even if your company is a one-man company, so if you have one-man tender board, if your company, you can have two-man tender board, you can have three, depending on the size of your company. And then this tender board, their work is to study the tender documents. You should select a tender board considering people that will be providing information for the tender. So the tender board should have somebody from finance, somebody from operations, somebody from sales, somebody from legal. They should be part of the tender board because they are all going to be providing documents that will be used in the tendering process. The good thing about having the most important thing about having a tender board is you have harmonized effort. You have more than one person reading the document, and then they are questioning things. So when they come up with a plan, it is better than if one person has read it. So the tender board will prepare and they look at the tender and ask themselves if they have identified what is required for the tender, and they ask themselves if they have what it takes to execute the tender, and they make that presentation to management. When they are giving go ahead, then they will have to prepare the tender. Now, the first document to prepare during preparation of tender is the table of contents. The table of contents. The instruction to tenderers has stated what you should bring. Use that instruction to tenderer to prepare a table of contents. It must be as it is in the instruction to tenderer. But you can expand it a bit, but within the same space. Say, for example, if question number 1 is company registration, and they decide to put CAC documents, NICOM registration, NUPROC registration, everything inside that one question. If you look at all that I've mentioned, they are very critical documents. So if you put them in one file, it is possible that the person reviewing or evaluating the tender might skip or might not see a document. So what I do is that question, I will break it down. So question number 1 will become question number 1.1, then CAC registration. Question number 1.2, NICOM registration. Question number 1.3, NUPROC registration. So if it's still number 1 question, you have not changed the structure completely. Why you have to do it that way is most evaluators, what they do when you submit tender, they look for the table of content first. This table of content must be part of your submission. It must be part of your submission. So they take it, nobody reads everything. Nobody reads everything that you submit. But good evaluators know what they look for. And the easier they can find it, the better for them. You might have 500 brokers submitting tender for the same job, and you have 4 people that have to evaluate it in 3 weeks. They can understand what it takes. The moment they can't find anything, it's pass. Yes, they move on to the next person. So you must present your documentation in such a way that it is very, very easy to identify. So, and the tender, the table of contents is also the document that you use as a checklist. Because some people sometimes submit half documentation. They thought they had finished. So it becomes a checklist for you. When you have done, anyone you have finished, you tick. Anyone you have finished, you tick. Anyone you have finished, you tick. Anyone you have not ticked, means you have not done it. And then you follow it just like that, and at the end of it, the tender board. Who is collating the tender? Sorry, I forgot to mention something. In the tender board, there should be a tender administrator or a tender secretary, you can call it anything. That is the person that is collating information from everybody and putting it together as one package. So when he has finished putting everything together, the tender board will have to meet again to review the tender. Review is also a process that should be from the beginning as they are doing it, also checking. But final review will take place when everything is done. They have to read through the tender documentations and make sure that everything is in place. It is important to always complete and answer all questions, because marks are assigned to every question that is asked in the tender has a mark. It might be 1 mark, it might be 2 marks. And you know, like when you write the exam, that's what language you use in university in those days. So you shop for mark. So just shop for mark. Just make sure you're getting 1 here, getting 2 here, adding up. At the end of the day, you get at least 70 or 80%. this part of the tendering process I'm talking about is the technical part of the process. I'm not talking about the commercial. A lot of people just, when they say the tender, just put price and send. No, most big jobs, it comes in two. So there is a technical part and there is a commercial part. During evaluation, they evaluate the technical first. Only those that pass technical, they will send commercial to. Or if it's a double envelope tender, only those that pass technical will their commercial be evaluated. So if you fail technical, if you like bid the lowest bidder, nobody will look at your price. Because it means you don't have what it takes to execute the job. My time is too constrained, so I think I've taken you through the basic steps on how to prepare basic tender. When you're answering questions, every question should be answered with a document. One of the things I will leave with you today is because of my work in NIPEX. I went to audit a company in Port Harcourt. And the company has everything. They have. Not just having, they have it in a way that you'll be so much impressed. And what the Nigerian company is a foreign company. Why? How come this performance here? The man took us to the door, the entrance door of every office. There is a sticker on it. If it is not written, it is not done. In that company, anything that is not written has not been done. So that company has record for everything. Everything. If you don't take anything home, take this, please. Because it will aid you in preparing tender. Most times, it makes sense when record is submitted and the process. Because record is showing that it has been done. That procedure has been put to use. Everything you do, please record it. The record might be just one page. It might just be a form. Just fill date, fill time. It's a record. Everything you do, just record it. And then when you're answering questions, please answer what you are asked. Don't go outside the question. Provide from CO2. Provide from CO2. Don't add CO7. Don't add attachment to it. It will not change anything. Rather, it will make the work of the evaluator more difficult. You are putting more documents than he's requesting. If it says, most companies will also ask you for certified true copy. I expect everybody here to have certified true copies of all their legal documents. You don't need to be asked to go like it. You just need to have it and keep it in your system. You don't need to certify every time. If you are certified once, it's certified. So you can be using it anytime you are asked. You know. I don't know if
Thank you. Can we please appreciate him? He's expecting your comments, your questions, and any other thing you may wish to know. Can you please take your seats? The question will come. What we're going to do is that for enterprise and for Mr. Longjohn, the question will come at the same time. So you identify who will respond to your question. Any question, any comments? All right. From that side, can I have someone to take the microphone? NCRIB staff. All right, sir, can you please come over? Kindly introduce yourself and leave appreciation alone for now. That will be done later.
Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon. All protocols duly observed. I want to ask what Mr. Said Omoni Ekwe is my name. I work with Crystal Trust Insurance Brokers. What Mr. London told us now, that about CTC, that we can have a CTC which we put in our system and can use anytime as need be. But what about if the instruction specifically says the CTC they want must be done within 3 months? So even if you have done before and you go and use that, you have violated the instruction of. So that's what I wanted to understand. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Longjohn, are you taking notes, please? At the appropriate, let's just take 2 more, then you answer. Any other one? Any other question for Mr. Longjohn? Any other question for Mrs. Omo? All right, sir. The President.
Following what my name is Edwin BT, 42 insurance broker. I just want to ask Mr. Longjohn, as judging from the evaluation, you did mention that one should be having production level. In view of everything, are you saying there is no hope for a new company? What is the hope for a new company?
All right, one more question for Mr. Longjohn or Mrs. Omo. Mr. Longjohn, can you please take the microphone? Then respond to the 2.
Okay, the first question says if you are asked that this should not be older than a period of time, they just do a new one. It's very cheap to do. But it's also good to always update stuff, just like you renew permits, licenses. If you have got STC that has stayed for a period of time, it's a good thing to go and update it. Just get another one. Then the question that you have asked, unfortunately, in the capitalism world, they don't pity anybody. It's experience that works. The only thing you can do to partake as a newcomer is to leverage on other people's capacity. So you have partnership. As long as your partner is not competing with you in that business, that is the only way you can leverage. Otherwise, go and start slow and be doing things that are not tenders for small and build experience. But the best way is, I don't know whether it's done in insurance, what they do in engineering and construction is small companies have partners in partnership with people that have got experience, have capacity, have equipment. Now they will give you agreement, and based on that agreement, you can use their experience. You can give you their doctor they've done before. They can give you their facility. It is as if they are the one bidding through you. That is accepted. That is the only way you can raise their capacity. You are head on the shoulders of people that are ahead of you.
Thank you. I think that is satisfactory enough. All right, Mr. Jegede.
When the senior partner is also bidding for the same job, how would the junior? My question is, when the junior partner, okay, Emmanuel Jegede is my better insurance brokers. If the junior partner is bidding for a project or a business, and the senior partner is also bidding for the same project, how can they collaborate?
Some company need to state clearly that the two of them cannot be together. If the two of you be together, you can't see that the two of you will not progress further. Because you'll be using document and information in your own way. Same thing that you will be using. You will not progress together. I don't really understand the insurance business very well. But I know that, like insurance companies, they have a reinsurance. The reinsurance people. So if you are bidding for a job that's bigger than you, and then the reinsurance is coming to provide that financial support, that financial cover for you. If you have that document, you are now bidding like a big person. You're not bidding like a bigger company. Yes, you can also share with other insurance companies. You can come together and give a joint bid. So there are some small companies that have very experienced personnel. There are also people that might have another advantage of small companies. So 3 small companies can come together and form a consortium and bid for one job. So they can share their experiences and their advantage to the
Any other question? No one for Enterprise Life. Can we have someone to endorse Enterprise? Endorsement for Enterprise. I know the president. All right, that's fine.
Yes, you endorse Enterprise.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, my presidents, deputy president, and vice president, and the whole exco. Without any doubt, I want to say that that sentence is a little bit too simple when it talks of endorsing Enterprise Life. I would say that my own personal experience with them is such that they have been able to accommodate things that under normal temperature and pressure would be difficult to accommodate. But by virtue of looking at what the client requires, they go out of their way with speed. With speed. And you see, speed is of the essence when it comes to servicing our clients. So I more than endorse Enterprise Life. I say as many of us as brokers as possible should endeavor to put business their way, most especially she's a female. And me being the president of Pillar, I must endorse Enterprise Life. Thank you.
Enterprise Life Assurance. What else do you need? If you agree with what Mrs. Bimbo and Uncle Maya has just said, can you please put your hands together for Enterprise Life? The louder your clap, the better the endorsement. Thank you. May I invite the president to please be upstanding, the deputy president, and the vice president. We want to appreciate Enterprise Life. Mrs. Fumi Obo. Can you please be upstanding, Mr. Femi Ogudeji?
The presidency, I want to say something. Join us.
I think this one thing is all. But it means that the more you have it, then that relationship gets renewed each time you have one. Our appreciation for your company is endless, and the opportunities for you are countless. We want to thank your board and management for the unique honor and possibility and privilege of partnering with NCRIB. On behalf of myself and great council, my colleagues with me, we present to you this plaque to serve as remembrance of our relationship. We promise at our own end to sustain the relationship so that the legacies can be sustained. Thank you very much.
Please take the picture again, then you're home.
All right. Thank you. Can we please do the same for Mr. Longshot, sir?
Are you from Rivers? I no wonder. Baka. This is not your man. Mr. Nathaniel Long John. What's the native name?
Baraswa. I'm not Baraswa.
Well, I'll call you Tamu. I love African names. Not so Gatamno, on behalf of the council, my colleagues and myself, please accept this as a token of our appreciation for the knowledge that you have shared with us today. Unfortunately, you are not an insurance broker. We will have shared that commission with you. My president here does not understand the reason for consortiums and syndication. That's what it is in our business. Synergy of various strengths and competencies. We thank you for sharing that bit with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President, Deputy President, the Vice President.
Please invite the past presidents who are here and the EST president. Please come. Past presidents and the EST.
You're getting where? You get that when you get it.
Sir.
All right, the President. May I invite the Deputy President, Mrs. Ikoman Ezebe, for vote of thanks.
My dear President, Prince Babatunde Olutale, all our past presidents here present, the MD of Enterprise Life Assurance Company of Nigeria, Mrs. Fumi Ikomo, and all the amazing ones who are here, my distinguished colleagues who are here for this year's December members' evening. On behalf of our dear President, Prince Babatunde Olutale, I'd like to thank all of you for bringing out the time to come together today so that we can associate ourselves gladly with Enterprise Life Nigeria. They have been a very good friend of so many years. They have been very supportive and they have been proud associates of the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers. And therefore today, on behalf of my dear President, I'd like to enjoin all of us. This is renewal period and we know it. All of us should remember who our friends are. and not just because they are our friends. They have always kept faith with us. You have heard some endorsements which have been given to them today by some of our colleagues. And yes, indeed, it is true. We will be sure to keep the life policies of our clients where we think they will get value. And Enterprise Life, we know, has that value to bring to our table, and so that our clients will be proud. So let us embrace them even more at this renewal period. We continue to wish you well, Mrs. Omo and her colleagues that are here with us and those that couldn't come. We continue to wish everyone the very best. We continue to pray that the friendship that exists between yours and that of NCRIB, that it should only grow from strength to strength. And our dear Mr. Long John, thank you very much for the very insightful presentation that you've given us this evening, and also for giving us food for thought that we are taking away today about collaboration, which I believe we should talk more about, we being NCRIB's members. Collaboration in bidding, how that can be brought about so that smaller companies can take advantage of symbiotic relationship and getting that appointment and then getting stronger. We will explore how that is possible, and the area committees, I challenge you also to think and to think very well how this can be brought to bear in achieving success at bidding. Once more, dear distinguished ladies and gentlemen and my dear colleagues, thank you so much again. Let us have a fantastic evening. Thank you.
Thank you, the Deputy President. And we all rise while we ask the Managing Director and other management team of Enterprise to remain seated, and let's do it the way we used to do it, for they are jolly good fellows. 1, 2, 3. For they are jolly good fellows. For they are jolly good fellows. For they are jolly good fellows. And so say all of us. And so say all of us. And so say all of us. For they are jolly good fellows. For they are jolly good fellows. For they are jolly good fellows. Thank you so much. Our special announcements. I was asked to inform you that on your way out, Enterprise Life Assurance has gift for you. Please collect yours before you leave. Thank you.
late now. I'm handing over to